First thing that we want to do is make sure that when Steve makes a card with your name on it at the bottom, that he's spelling everything correctly.
Okay.
So would you just tell us your name and spell it out for it, and what your title is?
Okay, I'm John Papapolymerou, JOHN, PAPAPOLYMEROU. I'm MSU Foundation Professor and Chair of the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department at Michigan State.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So we were chatting before this started about how programs like the mobility initiative here at MSU help our students. Could you talk a little bit about how we're preparing students with this type of research?
Sure. So the entire auto industry will change in the near future. So it will be a completely different experience for the driver and the cities or the rural areas. So what we're doing with Canvas is that we are educating our students in a lot of the new technologies that will be part of the autonomous cars in the near future, as well as further down the road. Students at the undergraduate level get involved in these projects, but as well as at the graduate level, and they have a unique opportunity to develop new technologies that will better serve humanity in the years to come.
Okay. Now we're going to cut that down into smaller pieces.
Okay.
And say, because it was real good stuff.
Okay, all right. I think I'm repeating that.
Okay. So basically, if you could say just a little bit shorter, that how the technology is changing, and that we're preparing students at the graduate and undergraduate level by involving them in this type of research.
Okay. So there's a dramatic change in car technology that is happening as we speak. We're looking to move from the traditional model where people would own their cars to a model where a car could come and pick you up along with other people, like in a carpool, to drive you to your destination. So there's a lot of technologies, computer, hardware, sensors, as well as other technologies that basically go into making this a reality. So with the Canvas effort that we have here at MSU, we are training undergraduate students to learn these technologies, as well as tinker with and play to develop new ideas that could make autonomous vehicles a reality sooner than later. Graduate students are also contributing because they're at the forefront of developing a lot of new technology that will be part of autonomous vehicles in the near future.
Okay.
Is that too wide?
There was a lot, but I was listening for
Okay.
the things that you can cut. We can cut out some stuff in the middle, because the particular audience that this is being aimed at, which are auto execs, et cetera, I don't think we need to explain to them too much about what autonomous means.
Okay.
So we can cut that part out pretty easily without you having to go back and say anything. Let's also get something fairly succinct about.
So can we say something where the undergrads and the grad students work together? I mean, just a phrase, something.
That would be really lovely if we could do that, because we might be able to
Okay.
to
All right.
merge
So
it
let me
in.
think.
So to say something like, our undergrad students and graduate students work together in the Canvas program to both learn from and develop this new technology.
Okay, so in the Canvas program, we have a vertically integrated project. What that means is that groups of undergraduate students work together with graduate students to learn as well as develop a lot of the new technologies that could be applied to autonomous and connected cars.
That was excellent.
Okay, so that's all right.
That was excellent.
Good.
That was excellent. I didn't know that we need too much more. The only other thing I can think of is.
But while you have him,
Yeah.
aside from this piece, is there something else you might want for a future piece?
Let me add. I didn't say. I mean, I apologize, but some of these things they come naturally, right? So let me just say, you're taping now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a huge need in a new type of automotive engineers that right now we cannot support. So the Canvas project is a perfect example of a project that will train a lot of these engineers that will be needed in the near future from all of the auto industries. Right? Because there's a need there, and we don't, I mean, there's nobody, we don't have these kind of people anymore.
Excellent, because that actually says in a better way, I was actually going to ask you one more thing
Right,
that talks
yeah.
about, so basically you could just say something about that we're developing the leaders of the future, but you basically said it in a very
Yes.
organic way, in terms of that
Well, I can say-
that we needed to develop the people who,
Well, we're developing the next generation of leaders in auto industry.
Good.
excellent, excellent. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can think of that's like, I know it's coming up that might not have anything to do with, but no, everything has something to do with Canvas right now. It's just,
Okay.
it's always the center of so many of the things I'm working on. I don't know if it'd be something we could use, but let's go ahead and say, because I'm going to be talking to John Verbancourt about the mobility studio overall. Could you say a little something about how the Canvas research connects with other research in the college to develop the mobility ecosystem?
Sure. So the connected and autonomous cars will be part of the mobility ecosystem of the future. So by training a lot of our students in these technologies, basically will also have an impact in the mobility area. For example, when cars are connected to other cars or to the cities, we can enable a lot of information exchange that would help individuals complete a task that they want to do.
Okay. More succinctly, you may say something that, the research that is ongoing in Canvas will connect with other research going on
Okay.
in the college and in the university, such as some sensor technology.
Sure, we can say that too. Okay, let me think about also. So more on the research side.
Yeah, just to say that it's connected. I mean,
Okay,
that's kind of what we
okay,
want to
yeah,
get
okay.
across is that, Canvas isn't happening in a silo. Canvas is
Correct,
part
right.
of this connected group of research areas that all come together to affect more efficient mobility technology.
So the research performed under the Canvas project is part of the larger mobility ecosystem research. A lot of these technologies that will be utilized by connected and autonomous vehicles will also have an application in the mobility world. So it's much more beyond autonomous cars. We're talking about connecting everything and everybody in a very efficient and fast way. So the students that are basically getting trained in the Canvas project will also have to interact and actually do interact with people that are working in the mobility area. And it also goes beyond the technology. We're also looking into how the technology interacts with humans and what is the best possible way to adopt a lot of these new technologies.
Okay, can we, as long as we have you for a few more
Sure.
minutes, on that, do you have anything you want to say about how these connected technologies are going to improve safety?
Sure. Every year in the United States, we average about 30,000 deaths due to car accidents. The majority, if not all of these accidents, could be avoided by using better connectivity amongst cars or amongst cars and the infrastructure where information can be transferred in a very fast way to prevent an oncoming accident, for example. So you can imagine a situation where you have two vehicles driving in parallel, and one of them stops at a pedestrian crosswalk, but the other car does not see the pedestrian. And in this case, the connected car would pass on the information that is receiving via video camera to the other car so that the car can stop on time to prevent the accident, for example.
Okay, and because I know one of the things that we're
Mhm.
looking at here, and I don't want to get too far into this because if we're told no, we're told
Mhm.
no, is the idea of the campus test bed for,
Mhm.
for that. And one of the things that struck me was, you know, that being able to use that connected technology to have the vehicles and the car and the pedestrians and
That was the
signals
example,
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Right,
Talking.
right. So part of this project is indeed to use the MSU campus as a test bed of the mobility ecosystem. So that means the cars talking to the pedestrians, get information from the traffic lights, weather sensors, to provide up-to-date real-time information on everything that is happening and going on in the campus area. So that will, one hand, for example, prevent any accidents that may happen. On the other, increase fuel efficiency, in cars or other vehicles, as well as make the movement of the students and the people around campus more time efficient.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Mhm.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, if there's anything that you feel like we want to make sure we can do
No. Trying to see if I missed anything about the educational part.
Well, you talked about preparing people for
Mhm.
basically the jobs of the future as opposed to
Yeah.
the jobs of today. You talked about grad students and undergrads working together to both learn and develop the next technology. I think if there's anything else that we want to get that, particularly for this particular audience, we want to be saying about that.
Well, maybe we can say that the cars of the future will incorporate more electrical and computer engineering and computer science technology than ever before. And we're going to need a lot of students that are trained in these disciplines to be able to accommodate the changes and the demand in autonomous and connected vehicles. So things are going to be different as compared to what we were used to up to this point. So,
That was a really good way of saying that.
Yeah.
You essentially said that before, but
yeah,
the way you just
well,
said
that's
it
why I
now,
just
now,
changed it. Yeah, okay.
That's probably the piece we use,
Yeah.
because it kind of gets at that.
Well, right.
Without saying, well, we don't have the right students here right now, but we're working at it. It's more like, hey, in the future.
No, we need
students
more in
that
those
are
areas
in
compared
these areas.
compared
Yeah.
to mechanical
Yeah.
engineers, right? So
Yeah.
so they,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Of course, we're not gonna name names, but yeah.
Well, it's not that we don't need the mechanical engineers, but we need more of electrical and computer. I mean, because it's different, yeah.
Yeah, because everything is going to involve electrical and computer
Right.
and computer
Right.
science technologies
exactly.
because everything's going to be automated.
Exactly. So, the other only thing I could add, maybe say that Canvas is training students in a wide range of topics, including hardware, software, embedded cybersecurity, as well as human technology interactions. So we think that this is the best way to prepare our students for the future challenges in autonomous and connected vehicles.
Great. I have one more just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you were saying that too. Could you just say a little bit about MSU being in a relatively unique position to be focused in this area because of our long-term strengths in areas like antenna and radar and biometrics.
Sure. MSU is the ideal place to have a project like Canvas. Traditionally, we have areas of strength that include radars, sensors, computer engineering, data security, cybersecurity, as well as interaction of technology with humans. In addition, we are located in Michigan, so we are very well connected to all of the auto industry, and that gives us significant advantage to further work in these areas as well as interact with the auto industry.
Looks great.
Good.
I have enough for like 6 videos.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're not going to use all of that, but well, we can say MSU as the land-grant university of the 21st century is really pioneering the education of students in new areas that will change the world pretty soon. Right? So we can say that too. Because that kind of links the land-grant mission with, what we're trying to do, right? So it's,
Yeah.
we're not kind of disconnected, we're
Let me just have you say that again.
I don't remember.
Just the land grant.
Yeah.
Just talk about land grant.
All right.
Land grant for 21st century, just go from there.
Michigan State, as the land-grant university of the 21st century, is pioneering the education and training of future engineers that will change the world in the near future.
Great.
Is that good?
And then we'll put the Ghost Gardens with
I think
MSU is the land-grant university of the 21st century that is redefining the future.
good.
Of the 21st century that is defining the future. I would say that way too.
I think we figured I had my job.
Okay, I don't know. Let me just add, the students working on Canvas are being trained and are developing new technologies in a wide spectrum of areas, including hardware, such as radars, LiDARs, ultrasonic sensors, software, communication technologies, cybersecurity, as well as ways that technology can better interact with humans. Maybe give that a bit more.
No, for this
I want to
audience,
make sure I didn't forget any. Yeah.
this audience, they'll understand what Canvas is.
Yes,
yeah.
they've
But-
already been
Yeah.
introduced.
But just, could we just have him say what Canvas is, just in case we need it for another
Well,
piece?
Hyder can do that.
You
I don't want to steal Hyder's.
let me see.
It's connected and autonomous. Yeah.
Oh, connected. Oh, right there. Nice.
Yeah, and Hyder will cover that. I think since
You
this
can-
goes to the
You can put that
Because of
there
that.
in your hand and just.
yeah, Hyder, but I want more to emphasize, make sure we have the need for because we don't have trained engineers throughout the country that can do that. I don't know if you want me to rephrase it and say it another way.
If you want to just say it again
Yeah.
in a short way, that's fine.
Okay. Here at MSU, Canvas is covering a technology gap in terms of trained engineers in the areas of autonomous and connected vehicles. In the near future, the auto industry will need many more engineers that are able to develop products for autonomous and connected vehicles. So we feel strongly that MSU is covering that need by educating undergraduate and graduate students in those areas.
Good, real good.
Very good. Thank you.